Have you heard of the Long Walls? They are one of the most important pieces of infrastructure in history, not because of how they looked, but because of how they solved a real problem. The Long Walls were built in Athens about 2,400 years ago. They were not simply walls. They were two long fortified corridors, almost 7 kilometers, connecting the inland city of Athens to its port Piraeus. And here's an important question. Why 7 kilometers? Athens was built near the sea, but not directly beside it. That was a deliberate decision. Why? Because the sea was essential for survival. It brought trade, food, resources, and connection to the wider world. But the sea was also dangerous. In the ancient world, attacks came suddenly from the water, from pirates and enemy fleets. So Athens faced a critical question. How do you stay close enough to the sea to survive, while far enough away to remain safe? The answer was the Long Walls. They allowed the city to stay inland and protected while remaining permanently connected to the port, even during war or siege. And that brings us back to the 7 kilometers. That distance was not symbolic, it was not monumental, it was logical. Far enough to provide protection, close enough to remain functional. It is not about style, it is not about form, it is logic shaped by context. The Long Walls were not designed in isolation, they were shaped by very real conditions. By geography, an inland city that still depended on the sea. By threat, from sudden attacks coming from both water and land. By movement, the daily journey between the city and the port where people, goods, and supplies had to move constantly. And by human behavior, walking. At that time, walking was the only way to move. 7 kilometers was not extreme. It was about an hour's walk, long but reasonable, repeatable, and realistic. Because all of these conditions were understood together, the Long Walls solved multiple needs at once: security, supply, and the continuity of everyday life. This is what meaningful design does. It does not prioritize form. It resolves contradictions within a system. When design responds correctly to its context, it feels inevitable, as if it could not have been done any other way. That is why the Long Walls still matter today. Now let's shift to our own context. Dubai faces different conditions, but very real ones. Traffic congestion, extreme heat, cities that move efficiently, but where walking is difficult and human connection is often lost. So we ask similar questions today. How do we reduce traffic? How do we make walking safe and comfortable in this climate? How do we help people reconnect with the city and with each other? Masari Walk is the response to those questions. If you're curious to see how these questions are answered, please check the link below.